What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? We are in Northern Indiana, where Austin is debating on whether he wants to invest in this. This is a really rotten 1983, I believe. What is this thing? A super coach, sport coach? I don't know. But it has a 454 turbo 475 sports coach, Alicia says. So Austin is investigating it to see if she's any good. We got to find out if she's going to turn over everything before we invest in this to see if we're going to drive this the 3 hours home. So yeah, it is. It's a peach for sure. It's like every 1980s motorhome. The ceiling's falling down. It's full of turds, moss turds, everything you can think of. So, can you get to it, buddy? You couldn't get in there? Mm-mm. All right, well, let's just grab jumper cables, I guess, and start there before we put a battery in it and see if it'll crank. So, our concern is there's no radiator cap on it, and you can't see the side of the block to tell whether it's cracked or anything. So we haven't made a deal yet with the guy. I basically told him I want to make sure the motor was not frozen busted first, and he was good with that. So we're going to start out with hooking jumper cables up to her. It's got a big guard on the bottom of the motor where you can't even get to it to turn it over by hand at the balancer. So we're just going to throw jumper cables on her and give her a crank. It does have keys in it, amazingly. We'll see if we can get her to crank with some jumper cables and go from there. While we all try to figure out this spaghetti bowl of wiring that is this RV, I figured I'd go ahead and set the scene for you guys and speed up this footage a little bit as to not bore you to death with it. The whole purpose in buying this thing is Austin wants it as a chassis donor and drivetrain donor for his 56 Chevy truck. We brought that 56 Chevy truck back from Kansas in a previous video, and the previous owner had cut it off right behind the cab. So all we have is a cab and a doghouse, and the original frame out of it is long gone. We gave that to the scrappers. So Austin is looking at this to set that on there. We want to make sure that this thing runs before he invests his money in it. This RV, it was advertised as being abandoned on this property, and these people bought this property as on a tax lien. So no history is known about this thing whatsoever. So we're doing our best to make sure that Austin's not going to waste his hard-earned money in buying this thing. All right, I think that's good enough that it would probably fire off that. Let's get a hot wire into that HEI, and we'll drizzle some fuel in it. All right, he went down, got us a burger, and tried getting us a radiator cap, and went into the parts store. I'm not going to name which one, but you guys will be able to figure it out. Let me know in the comments what one you think this happened at. I just said, hey, I need a generic radiator cap for like an 80s whatever, you know. And that gentleman was convinced that if I didn't get the correct radiator cap for the right vehicle, we would blow our radiator apart. I was like, man, just give me like a 9-10 pound cap. I don't even care. There's something to plug the hole. He says, well, if we don't get you the right cap, it's not going to work right, and you'll blow your radiator. I can't. So anyway, you guys guess which parts store that was. But Austin is on the hunt to get us some water. We're going to get the coolant topped off. Alicia's getting tools out. We're going to get the temporary fuel tank hooked up. We brought a boat tank, and I don't even think we're going to mess with running the factory gas tank on this. I think we're just going to get her hooked up and send her on a boat tank is the way to do it. That way we're not worrying about filters and all that good stuff. So we're pretty close to seeing if this hoopty's going to move. Robert and Austin are working on our 100% custom high-end fuel system here. Robert is working on finding some metal to make a ground. Austin is hooking up our fuel lines here. So come to find out, this was the OEM fuel line. By OEM, I mean the last owner, that's what he did. It runs conveniently through the rust hole in the floor. There is an electric pump underneath there. We couldn't get it to do nothing, so we brought our own electric pump, and we're going to have her hooked up right here. And we only got a 5-gallon boat tank, plastic boat tank back there. But what we do have is another 5-gallon jug, so we can refuel on the fly for a total of 10 gallons of capacity. So we should be able to make it at least 3 miles between fill-ups. Custom fuel system is installed. We're gonna, Robert's out there checking the oil one final time. Is it good? Oh, you're not Robert.
I think it was good, but he's putting some more water in it.
Okay.
As well.
I will let him finish that, and then we'll give this a whirl. So we ran a wire out here to our battery, and we're just gonna let that dangle on the floor. This is our emergency shutoff here, these 2 wires. There's our ground. We put a lot of work into creating this custom ground right there. But I think this will allow us to close the hood here, or if you're on the other side of the pond, the bonnet, and run her that way, and just leave this laying there. Are we good to go, Robert?
Yep.
All right, let's fire her up and see what she does. Conveniently placed key. Not too bad. Is it smoking any?
Very little.
Not bad. She's got the duals on her. She's a hot rod camper. Oh yeah. She's even got the tips on her. Well, we're gonna see if she'll move. Last plated in 15, so what is that, 12 years? It was last plated in 2015.
Nice. It's got condensation in it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Robert was just making sure it wouldn't leak. That's what he did.
Yeah. What is going on here? That's neat. That was wedged in there like that. That was wedged in the awning. It was like in there to hold it together, I guess. What's that?
Let's hold the awning up.
Yeah. Can I get you to take a look underneath to make sure we ain't got no leaks or nothing? Will you grab the voltmeter? Yeah. And we'll test to make sure we're getting a charge. See the screen there. Just hook the black on the negative and the red on the positive. Heck yeah, we're getting a charge. Beautiful. Beautiful. Cool. I guess we'll let it run a minute and we'll check that chaining fluid again. And then we'll see if it'll pull itself out of this hole. The tires are aired up, and I know that because I can see the air inside them through those cracks. I think she's idling a little high. I don't think it's got a throttle return spring on it.
That throttle was sticking just a little bit there.
Yeah, I can push down on it and it'll come down, but I guess it might be on high idle until it's warmed up. Rev it up a little bit and see if it'll idle down. Nope. seen if it's got brakes yet either. It's not too shabby. I think, huh? Yeah, we're gonna have to find a throttle return spring too, I think. I don't think there's one on there. Well, it's got a lot of problems, but that's one of them.
We might need to throw that stuff inside.
Yeah, I think so.
That's not rubber.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, buddy, and throw them at the back, I reckon.
It's warming up. It's carrying about 55 pounds oil pressure.
Does it got an actual gauge? Nice. I don't think it has a thermostat in it, by the way. It took water, but I don't know if you guys can see that gauge, but it's got about 50-55 pounds of oil pressure. It's still ice cold. Well, we're going to, we can't get her to idle down. It's got a vacuum leak somewhere we can't find, somewhere on the back of the motor, but we're going to get her fired up and see if she'll pull out this hole. She's idling incredibly high, so we're going to have to basically give her a neutral drop, unfortunately. So let's see what happens.
What?
I can't give it any throttle.
There you go. Yeah?
The throttle's stuck. Whatever it's on and whatever that shit is. I have to absolutely stand on that to get any throttle, and then it doesn't come back. And for whatever reason, whenever we shut it off, it wants to run on regardless of where the timing's at, and then it runs backwards and shoots everything out of the carburetor. So I don't know if we're going to get it good enough to where we can make it go down the road or not today. I don't know. It acts like the timing's way off, but when you crank on the distributor, it makes absolutely no difference. It makes me think that the timing chain's probably wore out. This reads 82,000, but by the amount of oil that's on top of that motor and stuff, I almost bet you it's 180,000. So that's an awful filthy 80,000 mile motor.
Well, they had a east to west coast sticker on their bumper, so they definitely drove it.
Looking at the pedals, they don't really look wore out, but I don't know what to do about the throttle. I guess we can let's do this. Let's hook the truck to it and get it out of its hole and see how it reacts to throttle then. Because if I can get partial throttle out of it and make it run 30-40 mile an hour down the road, that'd be good enough. It's gonna make it a late night, but
It might be that you just can't get it out of this hole.
yeah. Is that fuel pump still on?
Yes. Oh, fuck, sorry.
Wonder what that noise was.
So let's do that. Let's get it pulled up out of the hole. I think, I don't want to do it, but I think to take it home, I need to take this cover off so I can get to that throttle. So if I have to, I can hit that with a stick.
Having trouble with the throttle, and we didn't want to go. So our theory is maybe if we pull it out of the hole, the little bit of throttle that he's got, it might go easier. We're gonna see. happened?
He hit the brakes and they won't release because he was rolling backwards.
Yeah.
He hit the brakes and then tried to back up again and it won't move. And now it's doing its weird thing where it doesn't shut off.
Yeah. It's so weird.
We're trying to resolve one problem at a time here. Currently, we're trying to fix our throttle cable being stuck issue. So Austin's trying to get rid of this doghouse on the goes over the motor. He's trying to get it broke loose. And what we're going to do, I'm going to take a piece of this aluminum curtain rod right here and try to zip tie it to the side of the carburetor and use it as a hand throttle, because our throttle cable we just can't get it to stop sticking, and it's 40 miles long. It runs way up front, comes back around, and makes a big loop. So Austin's trying to get rid of this engine cover at the moment. As soon as he gets that done, I'll zip tie the throttle up and get us some kind of throttle lever. And then we still got to fight the stuck brakes. So Austin crawled down there and beat on them calipers a little bit, and maybe you got those to come loose. I think you're fighting this chair. Just pull on her. Beautiful. That won't let no heat or fumes in here at all. So, okay. We're going to take that piece there because it's got the fancy ball on the end. And we're going to zip tie it in some fashion on this lever like that so I can hand throttle it. That's the plan. There's our throttle linkage. Let's see if she works. The answer would be no. It's still idling at 8,000 RPMs. Turn that fuel pump off, buddy. That is the shaft moving in that carburetor, I'm pretty sure. So them having 18 return springs on that carburetor has wore that carburetor out. I'm pretty sure that's our problem. So that thing is not going to cooperate no matter what we do, because it's sucking air around that shaft is my assumption. On a positive note, it doesn't do weird things when you shut it off. The throttle will work, but it's going to still idle at 2,500 RPMs. So that's cool.
Rat fink shifter.
Yeah. Got brass balls. So the next thing is seeing if the brakes let go. And I'm not optimistic that they did.
Austin hammered on all four.
Yeah.
3.
I'm not optimistic.
Brake fluid?
Huh?
Did we check the brake fluid?
It's down there.
Yeah, it's tucked away. Really tucked away.
Sure.
Yeah, well, the theory is that if the brakes are stuck, it has fluid.
Oh.
Something like that.
Well, that's fair. Okay.
Robert, I think I'll let you get up here
Okay.
and try it again, and I will watch the brakes and see if I can get a idea what's going on. Okay, here's where we are at currently. Pulled it up here on the gravel with the intentions of start taking the wheels off the back, and we was gonna work on those calipers and see if we can get them to free up. There's just one problem with that, is that our bottle jack is not tall enough to put it on the frame and jack it up, because that rear end has to droop down out of the body. So the only way we could jack it up is underneath the rear end, and then it shoves that tire up in there, so we can't get tires off anyway. So Austin got underneath there and released the bleeder, or backed the bleeder off on the brake caliper, and it had a ton of pressure on it. So it released that brake, and literally the RV lunged when he did so. So he went ahead, loosened that up, and then Robert put a pair of vice grips on that brake line so no more fluid could go back in it. And then let's see here, Austin, you undid the bleeder on the passenger side, right?
Yeah.
And nothing came out of it.
Yeah, very little came out of it.
So we're hoping it's not stuck, and if it is stuck, it's in a different manner. So this is our last ditch. Austin's gonna fire it up, see if this thing will move now, because we think that's the only brake that was locked up, but it was locking it up good. He's gonna fire it up, move it. If it doesn't move on its own now, or if it struggles real hard, we're just gonna have to call it a day and regroup and come back, because it's at the point now, we're 3 hours from home, and it is now 5:30 in the afternoon, basically. So we don't want to be driving this thing home in the dark. So this is our last chance. If this doesn't go, we're throwing in the towel for the day. So go ahead and fire it up, buddy, and let's see what we get. Give it a little bit of throttle. Hang on, you got fuel going up there? This thing's not been that hard to start. Go ahead and crank it. Hang on. I bet it's flooded. Did you pump that any? Pull that back once. Yeah, it's got plenty of fuel. Did you pump that any before you cranked on it?
Mm-mm.
I bet it's flooded.
So I'm gonna pat and crank it.
No. Go ahead and crank it. Flooded. Yeah, she's flooded. Go ahead and crank it again. Go again. Nope, she died. Woo! Get you some of that. Yep, that's what it does when it dies. Go ahead and crank it. Flooding. Man, that's driving high. Drop it in reverse. Put your brake down. Pull down reverse. Alright, shut off. Well, it shut off better that time, but we have absolutely no brakes. Did you stand on that?
Yeah.
Oh, now what? Alright, let me think on this. I'm not sure what to do here. Well, I hate to admit defeat, but it's only for the day, right? Robert got in there, moved it back and forth, And one time you'd smash the pedal down and pump it up and it'd build brakes, and then the next time it had absolutely nothing. And it's still trying to run at like 2,500 RPM. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to call it a day and give up on it for now. We're gonna go get some decent food, and better than the Wendy's we had for lunch. Nothing against Wendy's, I love Wendy's, but it's not a steak, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go feed our fat cells, enjoy the rest of the day in this beautiful weather, and I gotta make up my mind how we're gonna get this, because I'm allowed to drive. Now, you guys seen me with my collar off earlier when I was in Jersey. I am allowed to drive. I'm not allowed to work on nothing. So today is Sunday. This Wednesday, I go back to the neurosurgeon and hopefully get rid of this and get some restrictions lifted. So I don't know if I want to wait that long to come back up here and get this. So I might end up coming back up here with Steven. You guys have seen him on some of our earlier videos, and loading this thing on the gooseneck or maybe in the van trailer, I don't know. And we're going to have to figure out a way to get this thing home. I don't know what the plan is yet, so stay tuned. We'll figure it out. Well, we admitted defeat on driving her home for multiple reasons. I think she's flooding, buddy. You need to clean her out. Oh, did you? That fuel pump might be too much and pushing through it. Crank on it. That fuel pump might be too much. Just hold it open. Coming back, is it? There it goes.
Sounds like it's got cam.
I unhooked the fuel pump to see if it was pushing through that carb. It might be pushing through that needle and seat and flooding it while it's running. Alrighty, we had to remove that butterfly off there. It was stuck on full choke, and we're not doing a whole lot of work to make this thing right. We gave up on driving her home, and here's how we're getting her home now. We're brung the 40-foot gooseneck behind the semi with a skid loader. And the reason we brung the skid loader, I bet this thing's gonna get high centered. I came up with a plan this morning and had Steven make them real quick. We made some stands so we can run 2 sets of ramps on that to make them really long. Go ahead, buddy. By the road. When you go to stop, just put it neutral. Oh, them plugs are done for.
I guess they're buried right in there to make sure
it don't have any brakes, but if you put it in neutral, it's got enough drag, it'll slow down. But
I mean, if it backfires and blows flames.
You can't let it sit there and run like that because you're fouling the plugs out of it, bud. You need to clean it out. Spicy?
Yes. That's why I'm in here, in case it catches something on fire. So
it shouldn't. Just don't let that gas can catch on fire. It's not doing that weird thing where it diesels when you shut it off. Spicy. Go for it. Go ahead. I'm quitting while we're ahead. We're just gonna push it onto the skid loader. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot of other builds going on, including Austin's 56 GMC, which is also his first truck as well as his first build. And then we have a vintage step van build. It's a GMC, all fiberglass bodied step van. That pretty cool design. Never seen another one like it. As far as we know, it's one of one. We've never seen another one. Not even seen another picture of one. So check that out. We're doing a complete build on it, chassis swap, Cummins swap, and doing an RV conversion on it to do an extended road trip around the country so Austin and Alicia can knock off a lot of the states they have not visited yet. So hit that subscribe button, and we will catch you on the next one.